What is up? Can you still hear me? Lou, mic check. 1, 2, 3,
Yes,
4.
yeah, we're good.
Excellent. What is up, everybody? It is me, MonkMMATics. It's your boy, Lou Betya, and we are coming to you live Friday afternoon, 4:30, 5:30 Eastern, to break down all the betting lines, all the DFS info you need to dominate your wagers and lineups for UFC 280. It's finally here, Lou. We are, 12 plus 5, around 17-ish hours from our first fight of the night. Can you believe it? Are you excited as I am for this one?
Yeah. Can I just talk about what's like really bothering me right now?
Let's do it.
So let's be honest. Nobody has championed Burt more than me.
That's true.
Is this fair? Like nobody in the last 10 months has championed Burt MMA more than me. Is this fair?
I mean, I don't know his mom. Maybe his mom's out here doing the Lord's work, but I agree.
Nobody has championed his work more than me. And now I got these dudes that I work with that I respect. Like, I subbed in Wednesday night, and I thought Addicted to Combat was shining me that I'm his substitute for Burt.
Oh,
but apparently
somebody's got Burt on.
Well, these motherfuckers. Yeah, we're past the minute mark, Brady. I can do it. Like these motherfuckers got Burt on. And I'm pissed, dude. This should have been me. Like, I'm kind of fucking pissed. So
you didn't ask Burt's dad.
So I'm letting you know this right now. Patrick, Blood Money, and Johnny K-Pex. You're dead to me.
We got feuds now. Oh, shit, son.
No feud. No feud. There's no feud. Because I'm saying this on the show right now. I'm not working with any of you ever again. I'm a substitute for Burt.
Hey, Burt's the GOAT, man.
Look, I thought you guys were just like joking around. I'm such a good friend. I'm like, oh, cool, I can substitute. I'm a substitute for Burt. Fuck you guys, man.
It's a school night, maybe, man. He's got to get it in early.
Look, you know what? I don't need this shit. I'm on the rise. I'm on the rise, and I'm sorry that I
will always rise to the top.
And I'm sorry I dicked around with you scrubs. Like, fuck this. You stole Burt from me? Fuck you, dude.
Nobody steals Burt. Ask Ernie.
I'm only on Rupert. And like, Monk, you probably don't know this. So like, I almost don't want to say, you see your reaction here. But like, Kyle Marley asked me to do a show.
Oh, shit. Where's Burt on Kyle Marley's show?
Kyle Marley is the motherfucker. And I see Pat in there. Oh, B Squad? Cool. All right, Pat.
BT, baby.
Guess what, Pat? The next time you need a sub, suck my dick, dude. Fuck you, dude. The next time you guys need a sub, fuck you. I'm all for helping all you motherfuckers. But you know what? This is just like fucking Couch Warrior all over again. All you bitches, it's all about what Lou can do for you. I'm fucking done helping any of you. I'm fucking done with it, dude.
Across the Burt line.
I am legit. Sorry, this said the show's starting out, Monk. Monk, you've known me for what, 10 months?
Something like that.
Would I give you the shirt off my back, like without no questions asked? Honestly, would I?
Oh, yeah.
There's dudes that watch the show. Propaholic. Like fucking Dan. My guy fucking, there's tons of people that watch the show. That they hit me up on every Saturday. What do you think of this bet? What do you think of that bet? Anytime you want, I will always give you time out of my life. I love that I'm in my 40s and I can do this professionally. And I love it, dude. And I love the people. Any of you watching the show, I fucking love you guys. And you hit me up. I always make fucking time for you guys. Raw Torque. Anytime I see him in other chats, I'm like, what's up, Bish? And he loves it. I always make time for you guys. It's me. I always make time out of my life for all of you guys. When you disrespect, Jenna knows. Jenna hits me up with lineups all the time. Jenna knows. If Jenna hits me up with a lineup, I'm like, here's what I got. I always make time out of my life for you guys. if you disrespect me, that's it. And I'm fucking tired of it, man. Like, we work hard to get these shows going. And like, there you go. Put that up from Jenna. She knows. I take so much time out of my life to help everybody else and give no fucks about me. It's over. I'm fucking done, man. I'm fucking done helping anybody else out. I'll help my team out.
We help the chat out on our
No,
Friday show.
No. I'll help my team out. I'll help Monk, Brady, and Wheezy as my team. I'll help our team. I'm fucking done helping anybody else out. Like, I'm fucking done with it, dude. I'm fucking done being nice.
You got to save that energy for Lou, the inner Lou.
I'm seriously the nicest fucking guy. The most, like, I fucking help everybody goddamn in this space. Like, you need a late minute sub, no problem. It's everybody. It's what can I do for you, but it's never about what you can do for me. So I'm fucking done with it, dude. Like, I'm fucking done helping anybody else out in this space. You want me on your show? Fee. I'm fucking done.
Give me the scratch.
I'm fucking done, dude. Like, Kyle like I'll do Marley's show for free. I'm fucking done, dude. Like, I'm fucking done.
Everybody else for fee.
I'm fucking done helping anybody else out in this fucking space, man. I spend fucking 10 hours a week giving people time, and they just fucking behind my back pull bullshit. Like, I'm fucking done with this crap, dude. So anybody else watching, you want me on your show? Cool. Pay me.
Got to get that scratch.
I'm fucking done with this shit, dude. Like, I'm happy. And if nobody pays me, I'm happy doing one goddamn show a week. Like,
one true show.
Like, I can't lose here. So, like, all you motherfuckers watching that, like, just fucking need me for your fucking airspace and then go behind my back and do shit. Like, I'm fucking tired of helping you. I'm fucking tired of it, man. Let's go, Monk. Let's break down UFC 280 because there's people that want to watch this show and not hear me bitch. So let's fucking go, dude.
It is.
I'm not even wearing a hat. I'm showing you my bald spot and my wild hairline right now, which is like, I'm like fucking Doc from you gotta tell him, Marty. You know, like, my hair's all over the place. I'm fucking done helping.
21 gigawatts.
I'm fucking done helping people. Let's break this card down.
Let's do it
for the unwashed masses that help.
For sure.
I see that Headley 1 is here, and by the way, he's not 5, he's 7, and he was born on like a leap year, and so he's like not really 7. Thank you, Raw Torque.
Like 36 then, something like that.
And by the way, Raw Torque, just so you know, Carol Rosa versus Lisa Landberg in the women's 125 division.
Hey, man, we're going to hear that dude doing voiceovers one day, so I'm just saying. But we do have an amazing card, like you said, 12 fights. We had 14, and honestly, the 2 we lost, whatever, man. We still got 12 amazing fights. Okay, 11 amazing fights, because this one is probably not one of them. Carol Rosa, Lena Landsberg. I mean, Lou, you need to take a breather, bud. I'll start this one off, man. Carol Rosa, 5 UFC fights, 9,200. Not interested in 9,200, but she should absolutely smash Lena Landsberg here. I don't know if there's any kind of lines that stick out to you here or not. I'd like to see what Rosa by decision is. It's probably juiced up, but she scores very well. 4.5 points a minute, 105 when she wins. Guys, she's 9,200, though. She's only 100 less than Peter Yan. She's 200 more than Kyle Bahayo. I just don't know how much I'm going to be able to get to her. She is a fantastic scorer, though. She should dominate the almost 41-year-old Lena Landsberg here, but I don't know. I'm just a decision from Rosa could be enough. She does score very well in decisions, well over 100 points, so it could be an interesting little stab. I'd like to see what her ownership is. If it's less than 20, I'll go over. If it's more than 20, I'll probably be under on Rosa. Not interested in Landsberg. What do you got for this one?
Well, so like I never get to talk about DraftKings shit. Also, I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, when's the last time I did this show and not wearing a hat? Because like the whole reason I'm wearing a hat,
I got your hat on this week.
But the whole reason I'm wearing a hat is like I'm trying to grow my hair out. Like, I mean, look, I'll be 45 next month. Like it's now or never. And I'm just trying to grow my fucking
yeah.
So like fuck it. Like am I bald? Yeah. But do I have a lot of hair? Yeah. Like I'm awesome. Fuck all you bitches. Sorry. Back to the show. I'm not betting this fight like, I think Hossa just wins at a very high clip. She's implied 76% here, and that feels even low. But like,
Yeah,
I
it
don't,
does.
but I don't want to bet this. But like, also from a DK perspective, like, unless Hossa goes to take, what's her salary? 90.
92.
Yeah, and
She's
of
the
course.
one third highest salaried fighter on the card now.
I mean, unless she goes the takedown route, I don't know how she really like gets you optimal. Like, I think she's okay here. Like, she's in cash game, she's probably really good. I think she's probably
Yeah,
like a
super for cash. But you're right. I mean, she landed 4 against Edwards, probably made optimal with 108. She landed 2 and against Mello, scored almost 110. But since then, she landed none against Gahea, 89. And then she lost against Sarah McMahon.
but the Sarah McMahon fight was weird because because she looked great in the third round. Like, McMahon just had a great game plan, and like Hossa had never seen. And McMahon is like, look, McMahon is a world-class grappler. Like, that just executed perfectly. And Hossa in the third round, people were saying, oh, she might have like got a draw. She won 10-8, and she didn't, in my opinion. But Hossa, like, her cardio is good. Landsberg stinks. I don't know why Landsberg's taking this fight. She's 40. Like, there's no path to like a title. Like, at least if you look at Sarah McMahon at 41, there's a path for her because she's so good at one aspect of MMA. Whereas Landsberg, like, stop. So look, for the show, but I pick Hossa. I don't love her DK wise at the salary. Like, I mean, look, if you're gonna take her in the distance and you want to make a fun play, if like FanDuel does those round 2, round 3 combos, I would just take that. I don't think it's Hossa round 1. I don't think it's like a smash spot, but late. I mean, Hossa has no finishes in the UFC, but she should have 2. So like, it's there, but I don't know, man. I'm avoiding this one completely betting wise, and DraftKings wise. I'm avoiding it because I think I don't know how she pays off 9,200 here.
Yeah, that's tough. I mean, if she does score her regular, 110, there's a chance. But I mean,
If she goes to,
I think you're gonna have a ton of high scores this week, to be honest.
yeah, and she would need to go to a lot of takedowns to really pay that off on this card.
Yep, I agree. And Landsberg, not the best takedown defense, but still, I mean, you're going to need 4 or 5 to really get that, really get what you need there. Let us go to the next one, the first fight of the night that I am extra excited about. Why don't you start us off this one, because I'm going to be, I know exactly what I'm doing here. Muhammad Mokaev going against Malcolm X Gordon.
Well, I have a 900 unit bet on Mokaev and Nickel to win 0.3 units.
Nickel's out. Nickel pulled out of his fight. Sorry to I thought you knew. How did you not know this?
Did he really?
Yeah, he pulled out. He's injured. He has an injury. He pulled out of the Jamie Pickett fight. That's the news today.
It must be a serious injury to pull out of that fight. I was joking about the Mokaev Nickel thing. Oh, that's fucking Jesus Christ, dude. Dude, last night I was breaking down the Almeida. I was breaking down the Almeida fight in the middle of Liam's stream, and in the middle of my breakdown, they're like, "Fight's canceled." I'm like, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
Oh,
Literally in the middle of my breakdown, I'm like, "Here's why you should bet the draw." Mokaev in the distance. Fight doesn't start round 3 is minus. What's up, Gordo? Glad you're awake. Fight doesn't start round 3 is minus 175. That's the best number you're gonna get on like Mokaev just murdering him. But I'm curious to see what you say it from a DraftKings point, because Mokaev's what, 94?
96. It's the gross salary.
How about I leave? I don't even know why you asked me my opinion on this fight.
Yeah.
Like 9,600, like 9,600 should be like, I know Lou says he wins, and here's why not to roster him.
Right.
By the way, can I just say, if you haven't heard me on other shows, Malcolm the Iron Chin Gordon, I will always love, because we're talking about DraftKings lineups.
Yeah.
For him beating Figueiredo and
Oh yeah.
almost getting me 100,000 that night. And the only reason I didn't win 100,000 is not because of Makhachev, who was the main event of that card on Moises. He wasn't the problem. Misha Tate was the fucking problem, putting up like 170 against Randome. Because I had my lineup that night was like Gordon was the guy I needed as a flyer, like in salary relief, and he won. And then it was like Billy Q won and scored
Yep.
like one. And I'm like, I'm looking at my girlfriend. I'm like, Jesus Christ, I might win $100,000. And I looked at her, and like the next couple of fights were like low scoring. And I looked at her, I'm like, babe, I legit might win $100,000 tonight. And then Misha Tate happened. I'm like, God fucking damn it.
Jesus.
Slam Pig. CJ.
Slammy in the house.
Can I just say, if you haven't seen Elephant Revenge Monday, you should probably go find it right now.
Yeah, you're doing yourself a disservice.
Because because the sequels are about to drop, and if you don't see the first one, you're gonna miss out. It's not gonna make sense. So Elephant Revenge Monday in theaters like near you right now, probably.
Yeah, I love this. I agree completely with Gordo there. Here's my DraftKings advice. Yeah, 9,600 is terrible to play. It's too expensive to make the optimal lineup. But I'm going to go against my own numbers here, the salary voodoo numbers this week. Makhachev is an absolute smash. I might put him in 50% of my lineups. Like at 9,600, that's probably going to be impossible to do.
And just for the record, a Canadian just said that.
Yeah, yes, exactly. I mean, he's right. Malcolm Gordon. I mean, this is an absolute smash spot for Makhachev. They want to, keep building him up. Gordon seems to be a placeholder here until tomorrow. I mean, Makhachev scores 6.5 points a minute, 123 per win. I'm not passing that up. Even if he's 9,600, this could be a Joe Pyfer. I don't know. Actually, when Joe Pyfer fought, I wonder if he made optimal at 90. I don't think he did actually, but I guess he was 9,700. Anyways, that's beside the point. I'm going to go in on Muhammad Makhachev here, 9,600. There's no way. I mean, he made optimal lineup in both of his previous two fights. He's $300 over his average. I'm going to go against the numbers and hope that Makhachev puts up 120, 130, gets the optimal lineup, a couple easy takedowns, a first round finish, and we are there. So give me Makhachev. This one's simple. You can't bet it at all, though. Can't do it. Next fight. Armen Petrosyan and AJ Dobson. I don't know what to do about this one, but I guess I'm going to have to play the dog here. I don't think Petrosyan is going to 10x his salary at 9,100. I think he's way overpriced for what we've seen so far. Do I think he can win over Dobson? Of course, he looked fantastic against RoboCop. Gregory Rodriguez lost to Caio Bahayo in a 3-round decision. I think it was the right man won there. Not too close of a fight. Bahayo won at least 2 rounds to 1, if I can recall correctly. Petrosyan scored only 81, though, against Rodriguez. I need to see what he can do from Dobson. The line here is crazy. The line says, I mean, Petrosyan's like minus 100 or minus 101 or plus 101, sorry, to win inside the distance. So, I mean, I guess I'm going to have to do more research here. Dobson gave up 130 in his first UFC fight against Jacob Malkoun. So I guess I don't know what game plan Petrosyan's going to employ here. I would assume it's going to be a stand-up game. He has 0.08 points per minute scored in takedowns and control time put together in his first 2 UFC fights. So apparently that's not been part of his game. But I guess give me a shot on Dobson because he's so cheap. But I expect Petrosyan to win here, probably by decision. I mean, I want to hear what you have to say because plus 101 to finish inside the distance, that might change my ownership here. If I think he can get this done inside the distance, that might boost me up 10-20%. So what do you got on this one?
So I'm so contrarian here. I love over 1.5 at like very close odds. Look, I broke this down last night and everybody thinks I'm an insane man. But you have 2 guys coming off a loss, and you have 2 guys that are like, especially on the Dobson side, where everybody assumes his win condition is first round. He does have some grappling, and Petrosyan some weakness in his grappling defense. But I see this as a fight where maybe it's going to be like kind of boring the first 3-4 minutes. Like they have to respect his power. if there's going to be grappling, it's going to be from Dobbs' side. And I love the over here because I don't think Petrosian gets the first round finish. And Petrosian got kicked in the face as hard as you're going to see somebody get kicked by RoboCop. He got his nose broken. He dropped to his knees. He got his back taken. And 30 seconds later, he was up. So Petrosian's a tough motherfucker. And I think Dobson's like look, we've only seen him like against Malkoun on this level. But like, how do you evaluate that? Like, he's a striker who's exciting, and they put him against like, hey, here's a good fight. The most dull guy on the roster. A guy who can't finish somebody with a broken leg or whatever. Like, so I think it could be like a really tentative first round where they respect each other. Over 1.5 being like minus 120 is great here. Like, if there's a finish, it's late and it's on the Petrosian side more likely than not. But I'm taking the over, and I think it's like a cool. I'm telling you, like, everybody thinks this fight's gonna finish, and I am not so sure. Like, I do they have killer instinct? Armin completely does. I mean, Armin looked good in the third round against RoboCop. Like, he wasn't like Armin wasn't hanging out trying to get a win. He was proactive. Like, that was a great fight. Like, it was a great fight. Dobson, or certainly you're bringing this up. Like, Dobson, man, I feel like the soul was sapped out of him. Like, it wasn't going his way in the first round, and he had nothing to offer Malkoun. Petrosian, show me something more. If there's a KO, it's probably on the Petrosian side late, but I have a weird feeling this goes like decision, and it's weird. But
I agree.
But over 1.5 at minus 120, I think this is like a fraud thing where they're like, oh yeah, they have so much knockout power, and it's like, but do they? Like, because neither one's shown on the UFC level. Hey, Uncertainty, you could not roster either one of these guys, and I think be okay. Like, I don't know how many lineups you're going to play, but like, I think you could fade this fight. Monk's the expert here, but if you're going to play like 4 or 5 lineups, you could fade this fight knowing, Monk, what's the ownership combined?
Oh, it's got to be. I mean, it's got to be pretty low.
50?
Probably, if it probably around there. I'd have to double check, but if not, I mean, it might be a bit higher because the books have this inside the distance at plus 101. So Petrosian might be 25-30%.
I mean, how do you win a tournament? You go contrarian.
Yeah, so you've got to have some Dobson here.
I think what I'm saying is, yeah, maybe some Dobson, but like, you could fade Petrosian and maybe play Dobson once.
Exactly.
And lay off this fight completely. Like, I mean,
yeah, I don't think that at all.
This is going to be highly owned. I think you could lay off this completely.
Yeah, especially because there's only 12 fights now, so that every time we lose a fight, it bumps up the salary or the ownerships of everybody else for the most part, especially the top salaried guys. And Armin Petrosian is the 4th highest salaried fighter that we have now, so that is probably going to bump him up a bit. And yeah, I agree. Fade the favorite and play 1 or 2 of Dobson. Get him in there. Here's one that I really don't know what to do about, so we'll let you start it off. Abu Bakar Nurmagomedov going against Omar Gadziev. What do you think about this one? Because I really don't know what to do.
All right, so let's answer this because Nicholas Lee put this exact same thing up the other day in Wheezy's chat or maybe somebody else's chat, and I'm letting you know, like, there's 2 legs of this that I fucking hate, but I feel like you're gonna do it anyway. So I just want to break this down. I'm not gonna break down each leg of this. I'm gonna let you know there's 2 legs of this fucking bet that I hate.
2 overs.
Not necessarily, but like the biggest point I'm going to bring up here is
Muhammad. Does he mean Bilal Muhammad? I was thinking Makayev. I was like, over in the Makayev fight.
All I'm going to say is this: it's a terrible parlay for this reason. Why would you throw O'Malley and the over in there? Like, because just put one leg or the other in there if you really think that.
I do. Yeah.
I don't
I don't
like,
mind O'Malley.
but I don't. But if you're gonna do a fight parlay, I don't like two legs in one fight. Like just pick a like be strong on one side of a leg. It's not like a football game where you could be like this team to cover on the over, where they can be correlated. Like if you think let's put it this way, if you think if you're picking O'Malley, let me put this back up. This isn't about what I think's going to happen. This is more like a betting side of it. If you're going to put O'Malley and over in your parlay, just put O'Malley decision.
Yeah.
Like, because literally what you're putting in here is O'Malley decision. Like, are you really worried about the last 2.5 minutes with this bet? Like O'Malley decision, I think is plus 800. It's actually going to pay you more to do it that way. And then Muhammad plus 120 in the over. Like, just do Muhammad decision. Like, I'm just saying, oh, he doesn't let it. Yeah, but like you're not. Oh, but they let you.
Yeah.
But they let you parlay totals. Okay. Well, if that's the case, then okay. So Nicholas, so you're basically saying O'Malley and Muhammad by decision. If that's the case, then I understand it better. Okay. Then I mean, do I love it? Well, I like Jan, but I like the moxie. But like, we'll get to some of these fights in a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
So I have fight doesn't go here.
Okay.
I'm going against the grain at plus 120, and it's for two reasons. I don't know what to think of Godzi. I know he's moving down. He looked okay on the scales. I don't know that he's that good, but I know that Nurmagomedov is not that good.
Right.
And every time he's lost, he's been finished. And he's not like some grappler. And if you're betting his side, you're paying the Nurmagomedov tax.
Yep.
Like, he should probably be minus 120. So value side says Godzi, but I don't know that Godzi's that good. But I think somebody's getting fucked up here, man. I think either Nurmagomedov fucks him up early or Godzi late. And I think this is a must play. Like Raw Torque says Godzi. I don't think you can take Abu money line here. It's Godzi or pass, but I love the fight doesn't go better. And look, Godzi's plus 140. Fight doesn't go is plus 120. I'll eat the 20 cents. Like, no problem.
Exactly.
But I think this is like must roster because if Godzi wins, it's by late knockout where like he landed a lot of strikes. And if Nurmagomedov wins, he got the grappling going. Like, I think the winner scores so excellently here.
Yeah, I'm man, that makes me sad because Godzi's DraftKings points per minute against Kyle Bahio. He scored less than 1.5 points a minute. Obviously, he was being taken down. Well, he only got taken down once. He landed a takedown of his own, and he scored 1.45 points per minute. Wow, that is not ideal. And like you said, Abu Bakr, I just don't trust him. $8,700. I mean, he scored 74 points in his last fight, and he was, I guess, 91. Actually, what was he? He was 9,000 and then 9,300 before that. Lost to David Zawada. So yeah, I don't like either of these guys, and I can't believe I'm going to have to roster them in DraftKings. It just seems like a wasted spot. But like you said, the inside the distance looks decent. Obviously, we can't know what Godzi can actually do. The 1.45 points a minute is only 13, 14 minutes of a fight. That's it. One fight total in the UFC. So I guess we don't really know what he can do, but I mean, like you said, if both these guys suck, then it's going to be high variance, meaning you're going to want to play some of them. I mean, I guess you go 20, 30% of each guy, maybe 30% of Godzi and 20% Nurmagomedov, or 30, 15, something like that. But you got to get, you got to get them in a few lineups, especially if it is going to be this high variance. So not really a fan that I would have to do that, but I definitely see where you're coming from because, yeah, I'm not interested in that fight really from a fan perspective anyways. The opposite of that, this one I am excited for. Nikita Krylov going against Volkan Ozdemir. 8,600 for Krylov, 76 for Ozdemir. This one should definitely not go the distance. Krylov scores fantastically, one of the best scores on the card. 4.3 points a minute, 112 when he wins over 9 UFC wins. And Ozdemir doesn't give up a ton of points, Excuse me, but he has been finished in 3 of his 5 UFC losses, so we do love to see that. Krylov has put up in his 9 wins, 100% of those 9 wins, he's put up over 90. 8 of them, he's put up over 100, and 4 of them, he's put up over 110. Meanwhile, Oezdemir is allowing over 90 in 2 of his 5 losses, 1 of them over 100 points. Krylov is doing damage on the feet. He's taking people down. He's getting control time. I just am not impressed with Oezdemir. I've never been impressed with Oezdemir. Unfortunately, I played Paul Craig against him in the last fight. It did not go my way, but before that, I mean, Oezdemir is just relatively unimpressive. That's seemingly the perfect word for him. He's only lost to Ankalaev and Prohashka in his last 5 fights. He's beaten Latifi. He beat Rakic, scored 67 DraftKings points, beat Paul Craig, 80 points there. I'm just not a fan. I think one of these guys is getting finished. I mean, Krylov, let's see, 27 of his 28 pro wins have ended by way of finish. 5 of Oezdemir's total 11 UFC fights have gone to decision, so more have ended early than have gone to decision. So just give me Krylov. I like Krylov here. I like Krylov inside the distance, hopefully inside the first round. But either way, I think someone is going to sleep in this one. So this is a must roster for me. I'll have more Krylov than Oezdemir, though. What do you think about this fight?
I think somebody's going to sleep, and I think it's Volkan Oezdemir.
Yes.
I think Krylov's going to fuck him up, dude.
I agree, man. Krylov looks great lately.
Like, I don't get, like, dude, this guy is, like, he's crazy underrated. Like,
yep.
And like, look, let's take, if you want to look at the Paul Craig fight, and so for the record, the only shoe he ever lost was Paul Craig to Oezdemir. And that was the Paul Shaughnessy, by the way.
Right.
Go check out the prop show with Paul Shaughnessy and I. Paul Shaughnessy does no shows, and somehow he's like, I'll do a show with Lou. So fuck all you guys. I don't know where Oezdemir's better, and like, honestly, since his run before Cormier fucking flattened him, he's looked like shit.
Yep.
The nicest thing you say about Oezdemir is that, like, Uncle Leave didn't knock him out.
Yeah, that's true.
I think Krylov, like, look, he neutralized Walker when he was the hot talent. Everybody's like, oh, he didn't look so impressive. I'm like, dude, he fought a guy that was just wrecking bitches.
Yeah, that was the beginning of Walker's, like, downfall.
Krylov fucked up Jimmy Crute on his ascent. Jimmy Crute looked like when he beat Jimmy Crute looked like a fucking title contender.
True.
Like, Krylov just, like, look, do you want to take a lot of stock in what he did to Gustafsson? Maybe not, but he did what he was supposed to do, and he fucked him up in a minute. So, like, what is
the optimal lineup?
And if you want to look at the Paul Craig fight, he fucked up Paul Craig except for 4 seconds of that fight.
Yep.
Like, well, all right. Well, I'm not worried about Oezdemir locking him in a fucking omoplata. Like, I'm not. Like, I'm not worried about, like, what's Oezdemir's path here? Boring fight, or he catches him on a counter. Is Krylov chinny? He hasn't shown it. Krylov's shown he's prone to make, like, dumb mistakes, but all his dumb mistakes are on the ground, and I don't see that here.
Knockdown once.
He's gonna fuck Oezdemir up badly. Like, I can't tell you to bet the round props here because it's like 250 and 550 round 1 and round 2 for Krylov. I don't get out of bed for 550, and I got tons of props that are 4 digits coming up on this card that we're going to talk about. I think Krylov fucks him up badly. If you want to be safer, fight doesn't start round 3 is like minus 145, which is, like, crazy to me.
Jesus.
But Krylov's gonna fuck him up, dude. Like, I think people are sleeping on Krylov. Like, his last fight, they're like, oh, like, people were betting on Gustafsson. I'm like,
True.
Man, dude. But on this very show, I'm like, man, Krylov's gonna fuck him up, and he did. I love him, man. Dude, you have it at plus 120. I mean, he's gonna fuck him up.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Krylov's gonna fuck him up, man. Like, I love this guy, and Oezdemir does nothing. Like, he does nothing. Like, what's more impressive to you, Monk? The way seriously, The way Ozdemir won against Paul Craig or the way Krylov lost against Paul Craig? What was a more impressive performance against Paul Craig?
Oh, it was Krylov for sure.
Like in a loss.
Yeah, right.
Like, dude, like 9 out of 10 times, first round finished against Paul Craig.
Yeah, and well, Ozdemir, I mean, landed 70 strikes. He landed a take. Now, here's where it gets tricky. He landed a takedown and had 34% control time. That's because Paul Craig just grabs you and falls back. So Paul Craig gave him all of those points right there. That's all. He didn't earn them. Paul Craig gave them to him.
I mean, man, I just Özdemir's never been subbed. I'm not playing like a method here.
He has been knocked the fuck out though.
But if it's close, like Krylov could just chuck him down and like fuck him up too. Like, I mean, there's just so many paths here, and like, man, look, Ozdemir made me money a long time ago, and then like he just hasn't been good since the Cormier fight. Like,
nope,
he really hasn't. Like,
he's just unimpressive.
But I don't know if that got in his head or whatever. But like, yeah. So let's move on. I have Krylov. By the way, he's in 100% of my lineups.
Yeah,
like
I love Krylov here.
What I'm saying is, like, my confidence level in Krylov is he's the only guy that's going to be I'm 100% rostering him. And if he loses, I just don't have to look at DraftKings anymore. I'm like, okay. Well, I'm dead.
Yeah, I agree completely. I love Krylov here. I think you play him. I don't like Ozdemir. He does score well in his wins, but I'm just not like, I mean, I've said it 3 times, unimpressive. So give me Krylov here. I completely agree. I'm on one side of this next fight as well. Kyle Bahayo going against Mahmoud Muradov. What do you got on this one? Go ahead and start us off here.
So if you didn't watch the Wednesday show, and I don't think you did, Monk, I was not aware that Muradov was in a questionable Puerno.
And questionable what?
Puerno.
What is that?
Porno.
Oh, what? Really?
And it was not with the Whammons. So I am not here to do a social commentary. I am like not. I am probably the most LB friendly person in the community. So I have nothing to comment on that. But what I will say is that when Pat brought this up, he opened the door for me to be on his show. And I don't know why you would do that, because I am known to be like a disruptor of fucking nonsense. So the second he said Muradov did gay porn, I'm like, yeah, he does look like the guy in Ass Blasters 18.
Wait, is this true? This is true?
Oh, yeah, 45-minute mark of Pat show. I literally said he looks like the guy in Ass Blasters 18. And you get and Pat has his expression like he's like, fuck. Like he knew, like he's like, I should never. And then we were also talking about It's Always Sunny. He said like chat lost its mind, and now like mushrooms in there. He's like rum ham.
I know that reference.
So now I'm talking about like A, gay porn, and B, rum hams, and like the whole. Like I disrupted his whole show. Like and he probably had the highest ratings ever had because that's what I do.
Everyone loves rum ham.
Well, because like if I'm on your show, you realize like it's gonna go off the fucking rails. So like I don't understand why like you have me on your show and you're like, I can't believe it went off the rails. It's like, well, dude, do you know me?
You know me.
Like I had like literally my track record is I'm going to do this. So Baralio's sub is plus 300. That's not enough meat on the bone for me. Is he a power bottom? I mean, Baralio is a power top for sure. For sure, he's. Muradov's been submitted twice in the second round. Once is by my boy GM3, who I love.
Yep.
And the reason he loses in round 2 a lot is the way he fights. He's 3 minutes of cardio, and he's not very good. And I think Baralio here like needs a statement. I do because he's fought 2 fights where he can get a finish, then he should have had a finish. And
true, exactly. That's my only knock on him.
I think that he has to, if he wants to get better fights in the UFC, he can't keep winning by decision.
True.
Or he's young Maya. And I think he's gonna submit this fucker, but plus 300 is like just not great here, man. No, I love this. Oh, this is a bet I like. Like, of course I watched it, Paul. Come on, dude. Oh, tell me you didn't watch it.
That one's got a good story, right?
Paul, tell me you didn't watch Ass Blasters 19 is the better question. Like, it had it. By the way, just so you know, Ass Blasters 19 had far too less ass blasting from my ass blasting, shit. I think Borrello wins by sub. Round 2 is plus 1100 for the sub. I have a poke on that. He's probably an amazing DK play here.
Yep, I love him. I love him.
I love to hear. I love to hear you. See, Paul knows. By the way, 20 they made up for it.
50% more blast.
It's like an ungodly amount of ass blasting, and like I'm just letting you know.
Hey, that's how you know it's a good company. They listen to their fans. They listen to feedback. Yeah, I'm on the Bahio site here. I think he smashes. I mean, $9,000 is a fantastic salary. I think he's going to get lost in the sauce between Makayev and whoever the heck's at 8,900. I forget. Let's take a look. Who's at 89? Mananfioro, Gamrot, Petrosian, Peter Yan at 93. I think Bahio has the potential to get lost in there, and you can get a little bit of leverage on him. I'm going to be way over the field on Bahio. I don't like Muradov at all. Bahio is honestly becoming one of my favorite fighters. I can't wait to see what he does to this guy in the octagon on Saturday. So I'm super excited for this one. Love the potential of Bahio. The one thing, and it's just what Lou said, his finishing capability. He has not shown it in the UFC. Now, that said, he has 7 of his 12 pro wins are by finish. So we just have not seen it in the UFC yet. And I'm hoping we will see that against Muradov. I'm hoping we'll see it, early, first, second, even third round doesn't matter. I think he has the potential to land several takedowns and just bank control time here. Stay on top, land some ground and pound if that's his thing, and get this one done inside the distance. That's what I am looking for. Next fight of the night. I think we're on the main card. Is that right, Lou? Let's see. No, actually, this is the prelim headliner, I believe. Bilal Muhammad going against Sean Brady. Either we lost Lou or he had to take a bathroom break. So I will go ahead and start this one off. Closest line fight on the card, according to DraftKings, 8,000 for Bilal Muhammad, 8,200 for Sean Brady. Both these guys on paper score decently well. I know that's surprising to say, especially when you're talking about Bilal Muhammad. 3.5 points a minute, 90 when he wins is over 12 UFC wins, so that's decent, especially if you're an $8,000 salaried fighter. That's well over 10x, over 11x. You drop 90 points, so that is pretty good from a dog point of view. Sean Brady, 8,200, 4.42 points a minute, the second best number on the card, 98 per win, so he is scoring better. His average value is better. Both these guys are under their average salaries. I was all over Bilal Muhammad at the beginning. I mean, I'm a fan. I like to see him win. I like to see him do well. I don't know if that's like the troll in me or what, but I like Bilal to do well. I don't know if he can do that on Brady, man. I keep going back and forth on this one, but I think I'm favoring Brady to get the win here. He's just stronger. I think his jiu-jitsu is probably better. Is his wrestling better? That I would doubt, I guess, but we're going to see for sure on Saturday. But Bilal generally, up until his last 2 fights, does not score well. 92, 57. Then out of nowhere against Stephen Thompson, 132. Then out of nowhere again against Vicente Luque, 107, almost 108. Just insane. Brady is scoring decently well in his wins, 104, 98, 103, 103, 82 against Chiesa, so he kind of fell off a bit. I'm leaning Brady here, but honestly, if Bilal Muhammad surprises everybody and can land some takedowns and stay in control, he could score very well again. So I really don't know what to do. I guess I'm going to have to play both sides of this one, but I'm favoring Brady tonight. That might change again before I go to sleep, might change again when I wake up before the card tomorrow. I want to see Muhammad win. I'm probably picking Brady for the win, and I'm getting to both sides of this fight. What do you think about this one?
I mean, this is a Lou breakdown coming. Muhammad came out and said he hates Philly and he hates cheese stacks.
Oh, yeah. Yep, that's true. Yep.
Fuck you, Bilal. Because for some reason, I'm now the epitome. I mean, there's dudes that live in Philly that do fucking commentary like Martian does commentary, but apparently I'm the embodiment of Philadelphia in the community. So fuck you, Bilal. Cheesesteaks are awesome. Fuck
Dude,
you.
cheesesteaks are awesome.
Yeah, I'm betting Brady here.
Yeah, minus 140. That's not even a bad line. It's really not.
And look, so here's my breakdown that I'm gonna steal and give credit to Brandon Olivas, who like is pretty. Some of his breakdowns are like he knows some like pretty cool shit. Brandon Olivas said they do a drill in his camp that's called the Sean Brady drill because of how good he is about getting you up against the cage and like without you
Do you
knowing.
draw tigers on your opponent?
No, like about like working you against the cage and like just fucking you up against the cage.
Oh,
like
yeah.
the fact that their camp calls that the Brady drill is like
No, that's yeah.
so I'm going with Brady and like look, man, the last two guys that fought from Philly, and we're gonna get to another Philly person in a second that you don't really associate with Philly. We're gonna get to her very soon.
Ugh.
But hey, fuck you, man.
Ugh.
Fuck you. Fuck you, Monk. Yeah. I think Brady can. This is such a tough fight, man. But like,
It is.
But you're gonna give me Sean Brady at like minus 140. I gotta take him, man. Like, and he's like, I think his most impressive win is not the Chiesa win. It's the Jake Matthews win. Like,
Aged
fuck,
very well. Yeah.
like,
but
well. I mean, like wrestled him, and then fucked him up. Like,
yep.
And like. Whatever. I like Bilal Muhammad as a gambler. Like he's done well for me and his line's good, but like don't tail my pick here. If you're watching the show, if you have a side, like don't just stay with your side. I'm taking Brady. I'm being honest with the people. Like I'm taking Brady. I'm Philly bro. I'm Philly broing on this pick. So like I'm just gonna do it.
I hear you. And that's still not a bad pick.
I do think. Let me just say this because you didn't say it. As much as you hate stacking and I'm not a fan of it, it's probably not a bad stack in a cash game.
That might be true.
There's no finish here.
Yeah, because neither one's going to get finished, I'm sure.
But you might get like 170 combined.
That's true. It could be a sneaky little play there.
As a stack, I think it's
people are. If anyone's stacking anything, it's probably going to be the co-main. And so this one could be pretty sneaky.
Well, I have a lot of feelings with the co-main as to why you shouldn't stack it, but
yeah.
But I think this one's like probably a lot of grappling, and it's like going to decision 90% of the time. Like I think that's like a solid stackable fight in a cash game, but
we'll see. I don't mind that at all.
Let's get to my home girl now.
I was going to say this had to have been who you were referencing, Caitlin Chukagian against Menon Fioro. I can't say her name properly. So what do you got on this one for your old girl, Haya Caitlin Chukagian?
Hold on, I'm typing my favorite song in chat. America, fuck yeah. Yeah, I'm not betting this fight.
Yes, Philadelphia, notoriously known as the heartland of America.
Chuk is from Quakertown, Pennsylvania, and my girlfriend would tell you that any girl that's from Quakertown is not a chick you would ever fuck with. Like these are some birds that can fuck you up, dude. Like this, like Quakertown's a badass fucking area. See, yeah, she's like, yep. My girl, she's like, yep. I took the headphones out. She's like, yep. Don't fuck with Quakertown. Like the Q Mart, like don't fuck with any girl, any bird that works at the Q Mart, man. Like, so I don't know how you bet Fioro at minus 200 here. I get it. She's the sexier, like in terms of like her skill set, but this is going to be a greasy decision. Like, I think there's no, like the argument I've heard is, well, Rebos took Chukagian down. Well, Liam, I did Liam Council last night. Our show was 18 hours as standard for that. And Liam, as usual, came in with the fucking heat. And he said that she's been training with like Gillespie and all these New York wrestlers. Like that's all her whole camp's been like wrestlers. Like she's either going for takedowns or just aware that Fioro is going to go for him. So like that's
she's just going to walk right into a knee.
But if this fight's on the feet for 15 minutes, do you really think Fiora is going to dominate her? I don't, because we've seen so many times where everybody's like, oh, everybody's going to dominate Chookagian. And here's what I'm saying. I'm not saying Chookagian's going to win the fight. I'm saying it's probably going to be a super greasy split decision. And if you're going to bet on a fight that's going to be like no, dude, none of this. Chookagian's been finished once by Valentina Shevchenko. Like, why is everybody assuming she's going to get finished? She doesn't get finished. Everybody, like, have you never seen a fucking fight with Chookagian? It's the same fight every goddamn time. It's going to be a greasy split. Like, it may not be split decision, but it's going to decision like fucking 95% of the time she fights. She has no finish equity. So if you're giving me a fight that's going to be like a weird decision, how do you not take the dog every time in a women's MMA fight that's going to go to a weird decision with no damage? Give me the dog every time. Give me Chookagian here.
True. I like that for a bet, but for DraftKings,
you can't roster this fight.
No, well, I'll have a little bit of Fiora for the chance, but I mean, she's too expensive to have more than like.
Here,
I'll be well under the field.
Like fight, of course, of course.
Sorry, I have a train. There we go. I think it's gone.
If she goes to the but I want to address this. But Chookagian has a weird way of just making people like kind of look mediocre.
True. And that's what, geez.
That
fucking thing, man. I can't wait to move next year. Anyways, yeah, can't roster Caitlin Chookagian. She's terrible. 70 points per win is trash. I'm just going to talk over it. I don't even care anymore. 11 wins and 69 points per win is garbage. The numbers for Manon Fiora are much better. Obviously, Caitlin Chookagian, probably the toughest opponent she's fought other than probably Tabitha Ricci, if I just had to guess right off, looking at her record. I like the Fiora pick. I think she can get the win here, but I think Lou's also right. Chookagian makes people look like shit. No one really scores well against her. She scores like shit. Usually I don't play either side in a Chookagian fight, and probably not much is going to change this week. So I'll have a bit of Fiora, but again, 8,900 is crazy. Just pay up another $100 and get Kyle Bahayo, or pay down to $8,800 and take Mateusz Gamrot instead. I mean, short of a first-round KO, which, as Lou said, Chookagian doesn't really get finished. He has been KO'd twice in the UFC, but it's been a while. Like you said, one of them was against Valentina Shevchenko.
They brought up Andrade. Like, sorry for being a person on the internet that's wrong. Like Andrade too. Okay. Well, Andrade and Shevchenko finished her.
Yeah, so pretty notable.
So what
notable names?
Oh, like, so sorry. It's like she's not. Okay, like,
but I will say, if Fiora gets past her and looks good, I think Fiora's got one hell of a future at this division. This is one of the best divisions to play as far as DraftKings turns out.
But like, let's not compare Fiora to these yet, please.
No, she still has some rungs to go. We'll get to this fight here. Uncertainty. I'm thinking the latter though, but we will get to that actually right now. Beneil Dariush, Mateusz Gamrot. This is where things start to get interesting, Lou. I honestly, man, this is a good ass fight. Dariush is great if you want some salary relief. If you think he can win, definitely roster him. Even if you don't think he can win, get some of him in there, because at 7,400, he's $1,150 under his average salary. What's up, Wheezy? Glad you made it to Florida safe, but hope you enjoy the fights tomorrow outside with a cold beverage in your hand. Find a bartender that knows how to make a good Paloma, and you'll be A-okay. Going against Gamrot here, who I absolutely love. I picked him to win over Arman. I don't care who's going to tell me he didn't actually win the fight. It doesn't matter. 5-round fight. He did what he had to do and looked fantastic over one of the better guys in the division, in my opinion. So I think Gamrot wins this one, but honestly, I'm rostering both sides. I mean, Gamrot's made the optimal twice out of his previous 4 fights, scoring 103 points, 103.5 per decision, scores over almost 2 points a minute in takedowns and control time. Dariush, obviously, probably the better jiu-jitsu, fantastic wrestling, has his moments where he hits like a freaking truck as well. So this fight's going to be fantastic. I'll probably be over the field on it. I don't see how I'm going to be under the field on Dariush. I'll probably be over on him for some salary relief. Plus, I think he could actually stand a decent chance against Gamrot. Gamrot, though, neither of these guys I should mention. Actually, Dariush has been finished, but both guys allowing just 1.85 points per minute in DraftKings. That is fantastic. But Gamrot has only lost once, gave up 56 points to Guram Kutaladze, who is not usually a tremendous DraftKings scorer, so keep that in mind. But Dariush averaging 95 points per win. So, I mean, I think one of these guys scores well. Usually 8,800 is not a good salary to play. This fight in general is not good to play according to Salary Voodoo, but these names and the way these guys fight, someone could get finished here. And if not, even if it goes, to the 3-round decision, someone could score very well. Gamrot scores 106.7 when he wins by decision. So give me Gamrot for the win, but roster both sides of this fight. What do you got as far as any lines sticking out for this one? Because I love this.
I think Gamrot's gonna fuck him up, and
You think so? Yeah. See, that's where I can't decide.
And I'm a big Dariush fan, but I think this is such a bad matchup. I think Gamrot on the feet, his pressure is going to be bad for Dariush because Dariush doesn't like guys that like immediately are like in his face.
True.
And Gamrot gets like 1 or 2 takedowns every single fight. The only reason he doesn't get 2 takedowns is because the one's enough. His immediately grab the leg and have your back move is so good. And it's not a knock on Dariush. Like, hey, our boy Tommy like loves Dariush. I think
and no knock on that.
And I think Gamrot not just wins, but like gets him out of there.
That would be huge. Yeah, I mean like I said, 8,800 does not usually do very well on DraftKings. It's one of the lower salaries you can play, but the name value here makes it, I mean, a different story. Much like Makayev and the name value and what he can do, I'll have way more of Gamrot. I'll have way more Makayev. I still like Dariush, but man, like you say, I think this is not a great matchup for him. Here we go. The Coco main event, guys. I heard someone say that maybe it was Shaheen Al-Shadi earlier today. I was watching MMA fighting on my break at work, and he used the term Coco main event. So I think we're doing something over here, Lou. I'm just going to pretend like I'm the first one to say it. I don't care. Peter Yan going against Sugar Sean O'Malley. What have you got for this one? Because this is where we start to get real interesting.
Yeah, so it's a Yan smash spot for me. But if you want the fun bet, and I'm sure you want the fun bet.
I do.
I love Jan's submission here as a fun prop at plus 1,200.
Oh my God.
Everybody seems to think this is going to be a fight that's just on the feet and it's going to be a war and like that's just how this is going to go. But I'm not so sure. Like I think this could very easily be Yan taking him down in the first round. This whole narrative that like, Peter Yan doesn't win first round. It's like, yeah, but this is the 3-round fight, and I don't see why he can't. And I think the path of least resistance here is him going to takedowns.
That's probably true.
So I don't know why it's not possible that he couldn't like grab him down and like knock him out, like just ground and pound him. But why isn't the sub live at plus 1,200? So I think this is, look, he's a parlay piece for me. I think this is an easy win if I'm being just completely honest. But I think that sub's like a completely live weird prop, dude. I really do.
That's one hell of a line on it. That's for sure.
Yeah, Propaholic says he got him at 2,600, like, which is crazy.
Right.
He does jiu-jitsu tournaments. Well, his last grappling tournament was 3 years ago. So like, and like, if we want to talk about like, I mean, that's fair. That's like a fair comment to bring up in chat. If you look past the Sandhagen and last Sterling fight, look at Jan's takedown attempts and successes in his last 6 fights. He has at least 1 takedown in all fights. He attempted at least 2, except for the one where 1 was enough. Like, Jan goes to it. And the thing is he's not he's an intelligent fighter. So Jan to go to it early here makes sense.
Yep.
So
no, I agree. Just get it taken care. He probably doesn't want to take any chances. I mean, everybody and their mom, except for me, thought he would run through Aljo Sterling. And so I'm thinking, obviously he needs to take a step back and figure out how not to get beat by. If he gets beat by Sean O'Malley, he's got issues. That's just my opinion. I think he's one of the best in the world, but I'm also I'm gonna be rooting for Sean O'Malley. Straight up, is it a coincidence that he's $6,900 and he has a 6'9" tattoo on him? I'm not saying that it is. I'm not saying that it's that it's a sign from a higher power, but I do think I agree. I don't know if I would personally use Peter Yan for a parlay piece, but I think he's pretty close. I think he's borderline in my opinion. I will be rooting for Sean O'Malley. I will have some Sean O'Malley in my lineups. Probably not, probably under the field for sure. Yeah, same. Juicy. Ever since that Dave Chappelle stand up, I say Juicy Smollett. So yeah, I agree. I'm super excited for this one. O'Malley's a fantastic scorer, guys. 4 points a minute, 104. I'm not going to bore it. Peter Yan is also a fantastic scorer. My head says Yan. My heart says O'Malley. So I'll probably be over on Peter Yan. I mean, even if this goes to decision, I think he can score pretty well. Sean O'Malley doesn't typically give up a ton of points unless he has been, he's only been finished once. So I was going to say unless he's been finished, but yeah, only allows 1.89 points per minute. The strength of schedule here is crazy. He's never fought anyone close to Peter Yan. I mean, Munoz, Paiva, Moutinho, Almeida, Vera is the closest one to Yan, and we all know, except for O'Malley, how that fight actually went. So I'm going to roster both. I'll probably be under on O'Malley because you're paying his ownership's probably going to be higher than it would be for that salary because of his name. But Peter Yan's also going to be very high owned. So I just keep an eye on ownerships on this one and take a stand. Make up your mind if you're going to go over on O'Malley and under on Yan, or just over on Yan. That's how I would play this one. I'll probably be over. Next fight. This one is really all three of these. It's my heart says one thing, Lou, and my head says another. Aljamain Sterling, TJ Dillashaw. I'll start this one off. My heart says Sterling. I want to see Sterling win. I think he can do it. I think he can. Dillashaw's coming off that knee surgery. Who knows that could be an issue. I think Sterling could backpack him here, but again, Dillashaw. Someone said it earlier in the week. I've heard it all week. Dillashaw's been controlled for like 80 seconds total of his entire UFC career, over 17 fights, 80 seconds. That's a ridiculous number. Dillashaw could come out here and make Sterling look real bad. And at 7,700, Dillashaw is one of the best DraftKings scores on the card. So am I going to have some of Dillashaw? 100%. Am I going to have more than the field? Probably. For 7,700, this is the cheapest he'll ever be. Sterling on the other side, I think the winner makes optimal here, guys. 85-77. So I'm going to be probably over on both sides of this fight. I absolutely love this fight. My head says Sterling. My heart says Sterling. Head says Dillashaw. Both guys have fantastic strength of schedules. Dillashaw arguably lost that last fight against Corey Sandhagen. The stats say that he won. I'll bring this up one more time. And lastly, this is a ridiculous stat. 13 wins in the UFC for TJ Dillashaw. 12 of them he scored over 90. What is this? I don't even know. 77% of those 13 wins over 100, and 7 of those 13 wins over 110. The guy scoring is off the charts. Give me both sides of this one. I think Dillashaw probably gets it done, and I think he scores very well. I think he makes optimal, and he's going to be in a ton of my lineups. Lou, what's your read on this fight here? Dillashaw and new Dillashaw sprinkle. Yep.
I am Dillashaw smash spot here.
Yeah, I think we have to be.
And I think that you get the guy that fights for your money, and that's fucking TJ Dillashaw here.
It is. I love Aljo too. I really do. I love watching him fight. I hope he keeps the belt. Man, I don't know.
I think.
Do you like the inside the distance, or what do you think?
I think you bet him live.
Okay.
As opposed to pre-fight, because you won't lose money that way.
True.
But I think this is a Dillashaw smash spot.
You think he gets it done inside the distance?
I love the round 4, round 5 props.
There you go. Perfect. Dillashaw 3-0 as an underdog, 3-0 as an underdog. Aljo 9-1 as a betting favorite. So just something to think about there. It's going to be a great fight. And then lastly, Lou, we did it. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, guys, on the MMA Engine channel. Me, Lou, Wheezy, Brady, bringing you content every single day before each and every UFC card, even the big ones like UFC 280, headlined by these two warriors, for lack of a better word. Charles Do Bronx Oliveira going against Islam Makhachev. I'll start this one off because, as usual, I want you to finish out the card. I'm taking a stand here. Well, that's not true. I'm playing both sides of this one. In my head, I'm taking a stand. I think Makhachev wins. I think Makhachev wins inside the distance. I think Makhachev probably wins by ground and pound. I think he can take down Charles Oliveira. I think he can control Charles Oliveira. Could I be wrong? Of course I could be wrong. Would I be sad if Oliveira pulls it off again and new again, whatever you want to call it? No, I wouldn't be. But honestly, I think Islam gets the job done. 4 points a minute, 100 per win. I mean, guys, this guy's smashing everybody. Everybody. Yes, who has he beat? Bobby Green on short notice, Dan Hooker on short notice, Thiago Moises. Obviously, the strength of schedules aren't even comparable. In fact, by the numbers, they're 10 points off, while Oliveira's beaten Gaethje, Poirier, Chandler, Ferguson, and then Kevin Lee in his fifth to last fight, or his 5 fights ago, I should say. Both guys making optimal 2 times out of their past, 7 fights total. 78 for Oliveira. He's 600 under his average. 84 for Islam. He's almost 1,000 under his. You're not going to get prices on these guys like this ever again, most likely. I mean, maybe the loser will be close to this, but I highly doubt it. 8,400 for Makhachev is a freaking deal of a century. 7,800 for Charles Oliveira is the deal of a century. Play these guys. I don't know if I'm going to be 100%. Because this fight is going to be super low, super high owned. So obviously, if you want to get a little different, you go under that and then put some other guys in the lineup. But you're taking a risk if you do that against these two finishers, against two guys that can get it done anyway, anytime. I love this fight. What an end to the night, or to the afternoon rather, for us tomorrow on Saturday. It's going to be fantastic. I'm picking Islam, and I'll have more Islam than Oliveira in DFS. What do you see on this one? Islam going against Charles.
So here's the bet. Over 1.5 at -155. I feel like this fight is very tentative early. I don't think it's anything exciting early. I think they both have to. I've broken this fight down, like, I feel like, a lot this week.
Yep.
This is the biggest fight of the year. And it
has to be.
And it affects 2 divisions. I think they have to avoid a lot of situations. Islam is not going to immediately take him down and smash him.
Right.
And Oliveira has to minus P's and Q's about getting taken down. I think this fight goes a lot longer than people think. Over 1.5. I'm not picking a side for the show. I'm rooting for Oliveira. I think Makhachev probably gets it done late. But I like the over. I think this fight goes way longer than people think.
Hey, I agree, because the under, I mean, it gets crazy. Plus, I mean, these are the average, and I did these about 2 hours ago, so they could be different. Under 1.5 is +126. Under 2.5, we go to -160. Under 3.5, we're at -250. It's gotten crazy in here, and I tend to agree with that. Those overs are looking great. I mean, like Lou said, he's got that for -155. If you think this hits the third or even lasts, 12.5 minutes, or sorry, 7.5 minutes, no, 12.5, 1 plus 123. I mean, so there's some decent looks here. I think so. I like third, fourth, fifth round finishes. I like all those stabs. So yeah, this one, I mean, the fight of the year, hopefully, is what we're going to see. And guys, we did it. We effing did it. Is Mushroom in here? Yes, he is. Shout out to Mushroom. Didn't even see him in there. Jumped in the chat about 8 minutes ago. This guy, the OG of Twitter. Love seeing him on my Twitter timeline. Guys, that is going to do it. We broke down all 12 fights now from a betting and DFS perspective, guys. Find me, MonkMMATics. Check out my salary voodoo video on this very channel, MMA Engine. I also have a released video, Game Theory, that I put out on Monday, where I break down, at the time, all 14, but all 12 fights from a DraftKings perspective, give you all the stats that I have on that so you can make the best lineups possible. Other than that, that is it. I'm going to get a good night's sleep and be up early, putting in lineups and checking out this card tomorrow. Lou, tell the people where they can find you.
I'm on the Twitter at Lou
The Twitter.
Betya. I got nothing more to say. Like, let's just get to this card, man.
Let's get to it. Yeah, exactly. Guys, eat yourself a mushroom-sized meal so you can fall asleep immediately. If you're like me, that's what you do. You eat a big meal, then just go right to bed. That's what they say is the best for you. And then by the time you wake up, it's going to be time to do your lineups, and it's going to be time for UFC 80. So, guys, thank you so much for joining us. As usual, I want all of you to enjoy the fight. So, enjoy, and we will see you on the next one.